consequence, if there is some attraction there, there's no consequence. And all of the studies that have been done, Masters and Johnson, etc., show that men, are excited far faster than women, way faster, which means the consequence of that attraction may be right up in your face. Practically, the women, though having won that right, are not walking the street topless. So, when we look at the issues of hijab, we have to look at it in the context of the society as a whole. Punishment is there, severe, strong punishment is there in Islam for people who would, have relations outside of marriage. Adultery, the punishment is stoning to death. Fornication, 100 lashes. So with those kind of punishments, death for rape, for example, these types of punishments, very strong punishments. I mean, we cannot have the strong punishments on one hand and then open society on the other hand, where women can dress as they wish, because it's like dangling the carrot in front of the rabbit and expecting the rabbit not to eat it. So, for the Islamic system, we have strong punishments and we have deterrents, things which are used to discourage any kind of sexual tension in the society. The second question we have is a question from Dubai. Dear Dr. Bilal, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Could you please answer this question, which has bothered me for many years, and which no one seems to be able to explain for me satisfactorily? I hope that you can. Why did God create us when He already knows our destiny? Some people may question why He created mankind when He knows the majority are going to hell and only the minority going to heaven. Could you please clarify this for me? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is a big question, of course. Why did God create us when He already knows our destiny? We're talking about issues of destiny here. What does it mean? This is a topic which has caused people to go astray. Trying to get into aspects of it which are beyond our comprehension. And it's not to say that we cannot understand it to a certain degree, but we have to understand that our minds are limited. So we can only go as far as we have information. And then we have to accept beyond that. Now, the issues of destiny are issues fundamentally of the knowledge of God. That God has knowledge over all things. He knows things. Past, present, and future are one with Him. He is not limited in His understanding of the future in any way. This means that before He created, He knew what He was going to create. This is expressed in a well-known statement attributed to the Prophet, authentically, in which he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first thing which Allah created was a writing instrument. And He told this instrument to write. It asked Allah, what should it write? And Allah told it to write everything that was and would be. And that was in a record kept with Allah above the heavens. And that was 50,000 years before the creation of the world. So this is telling us that the knowledge of everything is already there with Allah. Of course, the writing down of it is only something to bring it closer to our minds. Because of course Allah doesn't need to write it down. He knows He's not going to forget. Forgetfulness is a part of human beings, not of God. So the point is Allah knew where we would be, what we would do in our lives, and what our ends would be. Who's going to paradise, who's going to hell. It's already known before God even created us. But the point is, the fact that it is known, does it mean that He forced us to do what we do? No. The fact that one may know a person's choices or what a person is going to do, it doesn't mean it made that person do it. This is just the completeness of Allah's knowledge, that the choices that we make, Allah knows what they're going to be. He has placed things in our paths, things to encourage us to make the right choice, etc., etc. But the choices are still our choices. That's the bottom line. The fact that Allah knows the choices doesn't change the fact that it is our choice. For example, on a simple level, to bring it down to the level of our human practice and understanding. If myself as a teacher, and I'm a teacher, I taught school for a number of years, I currently teach in university, but as a teacher, I have a student who I've taught from grade 1. In grade 12, when he enters my class, I write in my ledger that this student will get A. Another student I write, he will get B. Another one I write, he will get C. Another I write, he gets F. Okay. Now these students, they come, they do the work, they do the assignments, or they don't do the assignments. And at the end of the year, one who I wrote will get an A, get an A. The B gets a B, the C gets a C, and the F gets the F. Did I make them pass, do excellent, and fail? No. As a teacher, I am only writing based on my knowledge of them. The student, I know the student well. I know how he or she applies himself. So I can estimate what they're going to get. But my knowledge of them didn't make them do these things. So of course, Allah's knowledge is far beyond this. Ours is still a guess, isn't it? Because I really don't know absolutely what the student's going to get. And there could be exceptions, right? I'm guessing, I'm estimating based on my knowledge of that student over the past 12 years. Whereas Allah's knowledge is not guessing, it's not over the past, based on the past performance. It's based on absolute knowledge of what that person is going to do. But the choice still remains the individual choice. And this is why we cannot use destiny as an argument to defend our sin, because otherwise, if we look at destiny as being something we're forced to do, then it means that if we do something sinful, we can say, well, why punish us? Why should God have a punishment for us if we're only doing what He destined for us to do, meaning what He chose for us to do, and we have no choice in the matter? Of course, this would be unfair. But this is not the case. There are punishments. Things are defined as right and wrong. And there's a judgment in which we have to answer for whatever we have done. So this all shows us that the choices are ours. Allah's knowledge of what our choices are going to be don't change the fact that we choose. I hope that has clarified something of the issue for you. And it's still a very difficult concept to grasp, but we have to deal with the reality. Reality is that you experience, you know you are making choices. Things come before you, there's right, there's wrong, and you decide, yes, I'll do this thing which is right, but all the time you choose, I'm going to do this thing which is wrong. This is something we all experience. No one can deny it. And at the same time, we know God has knowledge of all things. His knowledge is infinite. We have to accept that too, because to say otherwise is to detract from God's qualities and attributes. He is, being God, His knowledge must be infinite. Cannot be bound by time, space, place, time, etc. He has complete knowledge of the future. So, there's that, and then there's reality that we live. We just put the two of them together. Allah knows everything, knows what is coming, what we're going to do, and we choose to do what we do. And we're thankful. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of our program. We hope that you will continue to follow the program over the coming weeks, months, perhaps years. And we hope that you are benefiting from it. We'd like to hear from you. Please write into us, PO Box 111, Sharjah, UAE. Or you may call in to Discover Islam, 316-2190 in Dubai. Or you may even fax to me your questions, if you have any questions or comments, at 06 in Sharjah, 5323-724. With that, dear viewers, we'd like to
Would you never feel well? So